All right, so we got our bag already. We got our bug out bag already. People fixate over that. We got our bug out bag ready. Got my chest rig. Got my my battle knife. Gerber strong arm, by the way. I'm ready to go. I got my med kit. I got all this. I got all my gear. Too many people fixate over the gear and not over the actual place. Bugging out is not what everybody thinks it is. Everybody thinks it's just, oh, I'm just going to go off to the mountains and hunt, scavenge, fish, forage, but most of us are going to die trying to do that. Most people are going to die. And here's 3 reasons why most of us are going to die in SHTF bug out scenarios. Stay tuned. This is going to be a fun one. All right, so the inevitable happened. We hit SHTF, and now we're out here at our bug out location in the mountains. Now this is my mountains, deserty mountains. This is my mountains, and some of y'all's mountains may be different. And where I live, there are other mountains, but to get to those mountains, I've got to go through the big city, and chances are that's not where I want to go. But it happened. Came out to the mountains closest to my house that I didn't have to go through any big cities. Got my bug out bag on, got my chest rig, my gear, my gun. I'm ready. I'm out here. And I'm lone wolfing it. It's just me. I don't need people. I'm good. The problem you're faced with when you do that is, for one, don't lone wolf. That's your first mistake. First mistake is no lone wolf. Okay, and you hear those arguments. Well, lone wolfing is the best because people suck. They make bad decisions. Well, you know what? You're right. They do make bad decisions, but so do you. You're human. You make bad decisions, and if you're by yourself, one little mistake could be life threatening. Could be it. Number 2 mistake. First of all, you don't lone wolf it. Second mistake is, you look out here, it's desert. There's not much food out here. I think we saw some antelope when we came in, but can you hunt an antelope? You know how fast an antelope is? Antelopes can run between 55, 60 miles an hour. Can you shoot something like that, especially with one of these guys? 5.56 AR? Oh, what kind of gun is that? Well, you're probably not going to believe me if I tell you. M&P Sport 2, fully modified. I can go over this at a later time, but it's an M&P Sport 2. Fully modified, painted myself, whatever. But whatever, I know I'm going to get some heat for that one, some hate, but whatever. Anyway, second reason you're going to die, or most of us are going to die, is first, lone wolfing it. Second is food. There's not much food out here. Like I said, I saw some antelope on our way out here, but they're fast. They're hard to kill. They're hard to, shooting a 55 mile an hour target with an AR-15, or an AK-47, that's not something that's going to happen very easily. So food, chances are you didn't pack enough food to last very long. You're probably out of food by the time you got here in your bug out bag. You might find some rattlesnakes and some lizards or whatever, and let's just say you do have skills, because some of you might have skills to shoot. Some of you might be able to take down an antelope with an AR-15 or whatever. Can you gut and skin and butcher an antelope in the mountains and get it ready to cook? Do you know what meat is good on it? Do you know all this stuff? And some of you may. I'm not trying to count everybody out. This is the few of you do. The many of us do not. And that's the thing. Just bugging out to the mountains is not very feasible. Number 3, third reason most of us are going to die if we bug out in bugging out scenario especially if we bug out to the mountains that everybody's so fixated about is grab your bug out bag and get up to the mountains. It's water. These mountains have no water. None. There's no water in here. There's none. There's no water. There's no lake. There's no stream. There's no nothing. This mountain is dry. There might be one up here somewhere, but good luck finding it. And it could be different from your mountains. Your mountains could be woodsy, foresty. You know, you could have rivers, streams everywhere. But not everybody does. And not everybody knows how to find those. So that's number 3. Number 4 is it's just, there's nobody out here. I mean, yeah, you've got nobody out here. And if you're hunting with an AR-15, you're probably not going to do it. So what's going to keep you alive? Obviously, try not to bug out to the mountains. And if you do, make sure there's a place here. Like you can see here, there's nothing. I've got nothing. It's bone dry out here. There's nothing out here. So, and a lot of you think that I'm just going to bug out to the mountains. I got my bug out bag. You fixate on the bug out bag. It's not the bug out bag. The bug out bag means nothing. Location. And if you're just going to bug out to the mountains, well, this is what it looks like. Not a very good plan. Because for one, food, no water, no people, because you decided to lone wolf. And even if you go with people, there's no food, there's no water, it's dry. You know, unless you've got, like I said, unless you've got some cabin up here that you can legit process and store and have a cache up here to where you've got enough stability here. You know, if you've got your friend's land that has a cabin on it, that's cool. Make sure it's stocked up, make sure it's ready to go. But if you're just gonna, like most people that don't have any idea what they're doing, I got my bug out bag ready. If that happens, you know, we're gonna bug out to the mountains. Are you? Are you really? Like I said, your mountains may be different, and some of you may be able to do this, but I'd say probably 99% of the people that are into prepping and fixated on bug out bags and bugging out to the mountains, and I bet you they don't know how to do this. So anyway, that's your top 3 reasons why most of us are going to die if we have to bug out. Okay, so to recap, you're not just going to grab your stuff and bug out here to the mountains. Okay, again, your mountains may vary, but generally the same idea. Number 1, you're not going to make it because, for one, you're lone wolfing it. Even if you take your family, even if you take your wife and your kids and your grandma and your grandpa or whatever, and you bug out, you're not going to make it. 99% of us don't have the skills to do that, especially if it's on our own. I mean, we got to have a good team, a good plan. That's number 1 reason, is not a good enough plan. Lone wolfing it and not having a good enough plan and enough good quality people. 2, food. There's no food out here, and you're not going to pack enough food to last you however long you're going to be out here. Because, I mean, if you can see, this mountain is dry. There's no shade here. There's no food. I mean, you might find a lizard or a snake or something like that. You may be able to find something like that. But, I mean, in reality, there's no food out here. Like I said earlier, we saw some antelope coming up here, but antelope are fast. And chances are you've got a 9mm on your hip, and you've got an AR-15 or an AK-47 right here. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do good. That's not feasible. Unless you're planning on carrying something better than that. Out here, you may be able to get away with like a 10mm on your hip and a 308 AR-10 or something, because you're not going to be running into a lot of people. So if that is your plan, you better make sure you have like an AR-10 or something, or a 6.5 Creedmoor or something to that effect, that you can actually reach out and touch someone. But most of us, it's not about the kit, it's about the equipment. You can hunt big game with an AR-15 or an AK-47. You can. Just not a lot of us have the skills to do that. I mean, we can hit paper targets all day long. We can hit a cue card at 100 yards down the... We can all do that. But can we hit an antelope running 60 miles an hour, 55, 60 miles an hour? Can we do that? Do we have the skills to do that? Not many of us do. Even if we do carry a long gun. I mean, if you carry a 308 AR-10 or whatever, do you still have that much skills? I mean, like I said, we can all hit paper plates or paper targets or steel gongs or whatever. We can hit, we can put that out there. We can hit it all day long. No problem. But can we do that? Can you actually do that? And I know there's some of you are going to say, oh, I can do it. I've been doing that for years. Okay, cool. But you're not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those of us that can't, because I don't have that kind of skills. I'm still training. I'm still practicing. I'm still learning. There's no way I could do it, because that was my plan at first too. I'm going to get my bug out bag. I got my bug out bag all set. See, everybody fixates on the bag. It's not about the bag. It's about, do you have the skills to use what's in that bag? Just because you have it doesn't mean you know how to use it. And your chances are you're not packing enough food in that bag. Food's probably the lowest on your list of what goes in that bag. You've probably got all the equipment, but no food to put in that bag, and no water. Your water bladders are empty. Your water bottles are empty. Which leads me to number 3 is water. There ain't no water out here. It's hot, it's dry, there's no water, there's no streams. I mean, you can kind of see around at some place that there used to be water here, or maybe sometimes during the colder months here there might be some runoff, because we do get some snow up at the top of the mountains occasionally, but it's not feasible. I mean, if you're in the wintry areas like that get a lot of snow, and you might get some water, but like I said, most case scenario, there's not going to be enough water. And if there is water, if you do hang out up in the mountains where there's a lake, and that's everybody's like fantasy places. We're going to go up to the mountains where there's pine trees, there's lakes and streams and rivers and everything. It's not always like that. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have that as a mountain range. Like I said, I do. It's the other end of the state, which is I got to go through the main cities to get there. So it's not going to be feasible. Have a good plan. Number 3, food. 1, planning, training, skills, lone wolfing. It's a 3-part, part 1. 2 is food. You're not going to have food out here. You're not going to survive. 3 is water. Water, you can only go 3 days without water. 3. And that's not till, it's been 3 days, I should probably get a drink. No, that's 3 days until you are dead. After 1 day of not drinking, you're not functioning properly. You're not thinking straight. You're not. And a lot of people say 1 gallon of water per person per day. That's a lot of water out here. You're not going to find no gallon of water per person per day out here. Plus, out here it's hot and it's dry. And if you're moving, which you probably are, you're probably not just sitting there all day long, find a shade tree and just hang out there until the war passes over or whatever it is. Because out here, you don't know. You don't know if it's gone. You're going to keep walking back and forth. You're going to be, you're going to be having your radios trying to find out what's going on, and then you're going to want to go, but you're not going to be around much long after if you try that. So anyway, have a good plan. Have good people on your side that can help plan. And if you do hang out to a place like this, you better make sure you've got some caches out here of food, water, all the goodies, all the stuff you need, because it ain't out here. Like I said, this is a desert, and this is just my mountains. Some of you may have mountains like this. Some of you may have more foresty mountains, and that's cool. That's whatever you have. You better have a good plan. You better know those mountains very well. You better have a very good plan. That's all. Anyway, video's getting kind of longer than I wanted it to. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Do the YouTube stuff. I got links down below if you want to support this channel or some of my other channels. Appreciate you. Do the YouTube stuff again. Like you. Love you. See you in the next one.